Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Oh, I haven't said this for a while. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Yes. Isn't it beautiful? We get to choose. You get to choose. I get to choose. We all get to choose. And what is it we get to choose? We get to choose how we're going to think. For instance, this moment here right now. Oh, here's another moment. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Oh, what that person said, what that person did, what I did, what that resulted. See, all of it, fundamentally meaningless, all of it, we get to choose what it means. And that is a magnificent power you have that can change everything in your life to deliver outstanding outcomes, provided you are looking for the good and provided you are leading yourself to the good. Remember, like attracts like. We attract what we're in harmony with. Birds of a feather flock together. You know, that phrase, I should say. That's something that's a principle. It's something that gets enforced regardless of whether or not you're knowledgeable or ignorant of it. And again, the best part is that you, me, all of us, we all get to choose. Write this in the notes. Type this in the comments, okay? I always have a choice. I always have a choice. And yes, you do. 100% that's your greatest power. And that's what we do here at Elevitality is we help you to learn the right principles, the right way of thinking, and then from there, hopefully lead you to choose those thoughts, the right thoughts that will lead you to how you would love things to be. Remember, you take something from that infinite source, that what they call the no thing, right? And then in that is that thinking substance that you can shape and mold, which you can turn into something physical, something that's a result. See, all of it is the same. It all starts in the mind, and everything there, in terms of what's in the mind, you have control over. That's what we've been studying beautifully here in the Master Key System by Charles Haanel. And if you don't have a copy of this, make sure you have a copy of this. If you don't, if you would love to read along word for word, chapter for chapter, then get this copy with this cover. And then from there, underline it, highlight it, and most importantly, what? Use it. See, application, baby, that's where it's at. You got to use it. You don't use it, I got news for you. You're not going to see the change. It's not going to happen. So apply it. Oh my goodness, it's so good. So, anyways, before I go further, again, I also want to give a beautiful congratulations to Zan and Tom for stepping into being Elevitality mentors. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Beautiful courage, beautiful love, and we are so, so grateful that you are, yeah, you're in this with us, which is fantastic. All right, so shall we go into this? Shall we dive into how to attract more money? Right? That's what you want to do, right? You want to attract more money. All right, okay, let's go into it. Here we go. One, two, three, boom, let's switch it over. Now, this is something I said that we were going to go over. We touched on it yesterday. We're going to go over it again because it is really important for you to understand this. Now, in terms of the page that we're on page 381. And this specific section, section 21, is something that I just saw in a different way as we were reading it. And that's really, really cool. Isn't that interesting how that happens, by the way? Now, you'll read something or you'll hear something again and again, then all of a sudden out of nowhere you go, oh my gosh, you got the epiphany. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, well, that's that's what happened with me when I saw this. Spirituality is quite practical, very practical, intensely practical. In other words, it's something that is useful in your life. It's something that actually leads to outcomes. See, most people think of spirituality, though, as the religious thing. No, it's not. That's not what it is. Spirituality is where the kingdom of heaven is, but it's tied to specifically who you are. Remember, you are a magnificent creative being. You are a spiritual being that lives in this physical body. Here, let's experiment with this, okay? Because remember, it's quite practical, very practical, intensely practical. Raise your hand. Raise your hand like this, and then hold it up like this, okay? Now, close Open, close, open. Now, check this out. Practically speaking, what happened in you spiritually, in your mind? You accepted the idea of this movement. Think about this. You saw this on the screen. It was in your mind first before you actually did this. You heard the instructions. That was happening spiritually. It was in thought. And you accepted thought, which led to this outcome. Are you catching me? See, everything happens twice. First in the mind, second in physical form. This is why he says that spirituality is quite practical, very, very practical, intensely practical. You being a spiritual being, if you step into what's natural, which means you're stepping into that spiritual being of yours, you can manifest, which is externalized in thought, this, your beautiful goal. Wave this, wave your goal around, wave this. Here, hold this up and look at this. See this. You can manifest this. Remember, this is nothing more than an image, it's an idea. With this being said, if you make it important, if you make it valuable, it will in turn manifest as an outcome in your life. But you must be loyal to it, regardless of what's happening, regardless of the evidence of the senses. So again, spiritually is quite practical, very practical, intensely practical. It teaches that spirit is the real thing. Now, underline that if you haven't done it before. Spirit is the real thing. Spirit is the real thing, not the physical. The physical is the world of effects. It's the externalization of what was in your mind, which happens spiritually. Sit in that a moment. Think about how much you're earning. Whatever it is, you got to understand that that was happening in your mind first. What you're earning is what you believe to be true of yourself. You want to change that? You've got to shift it. You must build it in your own mind first, as what Robert Collier shares. So it teaches that spirit is the real thing, the whole thing. Now, underline that too. Spirit is the real thing, the whole thing. And that matter is but plastic stuff, which spirit is able to create, mold, manipulate, and fashion to its will. You can think what you please. If to think is to form, you can form what you please. You never write that enough. Write that in the first person. I can think what I please. If to think is to form, I can form what I please. Spirituality is the most practical thing in the world. The only really and absolutely practical thing that there is. You are having a physical experience right now here on this physical plane, in this physical body. Did you catch that? In this physical body. Something's behind this. Remember, you don't see with your eyes, you see through them. So I'm going to read this again because it's so good. Isn't it good? So good. Spirituality is quite practical, very practical, intensely practical. It teaches that spirit is the real thing, the whole thing, and that matter is but plastic stuff, which spirit is able to create, mold, manipulate, and fashion to its will. Spirituality is the most practical thing in the world, the only really and absolutely practical thing that there is. See, he's pointing at you. He's sharing with you that you are powerful, that you have the same power that I have. Why? Because we both can think whatever we want to think. We can imagine whatever we want to imagine. And that's again really important to get. Now, before we proceed further to dive into this, those of you who are watching this live stream, if you live to watch the replays of this or dive into the rest of these calls live, then do yourself a favor and go to elevitality.com and register for Mastermind. You will thank yourself later.